I think you also have this foundation, right, which you talked about recently only, a Kadam or foundation, if I'm pronouncing the name correct. So can you also talk about specifically how you started with these guys, and what basically, how the things settled in together, like basically how was that journey for you? Yeah, yeah.
Sure. So I was looking for opportunity to work basically because what to do now. I'm not going to Canada and I need to work somewhere,
Hmm.
and Harvard is a question mark, right? Even if I have tried my 100%, it is still a question mark if I get through or not, right? Because
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
am competing with the world. So I got in touch with the founder, Dr. Satish Tripathi of Ekadam Foundation, and I genuinely sent him a message on LinkedIn that I am amazed to see the work that you are doing. So this foundation also deals with technology for visually challenged students, and this program had technology aspect, and also they had visually challenged students as well.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
think working with blind children in India was one of my most I would say the exciting part, that I was so excited that I will be working with them, and I will be able to contribute a little in their
Hmm.
life, right?
Hmm.
So although I went there, so I got an opportunity to be the first fellow from India,
Hmm.
and got an opportunity to lead one entire program in India and Nepal, that is high school leadership program, where we are connecting our students who are underprivileged with the industry experts in the US. So so we are inculcating the 21st century skills, leadership, communication, entrepreneurship, all that at the age of class 9, at the
Um,
age of 14 to 15 years of students. And you know why I chose this program? Because when I was so little, I had no idea. I mean, what
hmm.
mental health, what things like opportunities, for example, life as a scientist. We just read them about it on the you know on books,
Yeah.
right? But how does the life look like as a career in artificial intelligence, a career in robotics, right? So I think this platform gave me an opportunity to interact and connect with global leaders in order to coordinate such sessions every Tuesday and Saturday. Yeah.
Hmm.
And this foundation also work with, as I said, about blind students, and
Haji.
we are working, even today I'm working with them, and we are going door to door and finding those left behind blind children in India,
Hmm.
and helping them going to the same school, like the
Hmm.
talking more about inclusive education, right? So I think
Hmm.
these are the few points that this organization has helped me to gain both aspect. In terms of leadership, it was high school leadership program, the program that I was leading.
Haji.
On the other hand, I got an opportunity to work with visually challenged students, where I could learn more on inclusive education and contribute my bit on inclusive education. So I
Hmm.
think those are the two aspects and two areas that indirectly helped me to reach my goal, that is to Harvard. Yeah.
Hmm. I think definitely आपने एक बहुत अच्छी point यहाँ पे बात like point out की, inclusive education, right? Just maybe including the people whom we consider in our mind are not so good, या एक वो आप समझ रहे हैं, right? एक unconscious bias उनकी तरफ tolerance नहीं हमें, and बिल्कुल हम उन्हें accept ही नहीं कर सकते हम उनकी identity, right? It's very, I think one of my previous guests in this podcast, so she also had a similar journey like you. She went from Chandigarh to London School of Economics, but she had also worked actively on NGOs, and like there I understood, like the NGOs are playing a major gap in just like dealing with the social demons which mostly the government fails on one level in our country, roughly speaking, if not all, because there are a lot of things, right? But yeah, I think then we can just take a segue to some final round of questions. These are just some rapid fire questions which I prepare, and this was one question, like there's also one question which my last guest asked me to, for the new guest, right, for the next guest. So these are some questions I wanted to ask you, but let's start with the rapid fire one, right? So what do you believe is true right now even though you can't prove it?
I'm so happy now that I, I'm just so happy, and I don't know how to prove it.
See, that's a diplomatic way, perfect society way to answer it. But cool, sounds good. So what is something really weird or unsettling, right, that happens to you on a regular basis? It could be anything, like anything you feel.
Weird, as in, I think I am wherever whatever I like doing, I give my 100%. But sometimes when I am not in my mood, or I'm not putting my heart, it doesn't really come out that well. Even if suppose I am writing something, a paragraph, and I am not writing from my heart, anyone can read and say that, hey, this is not your writing. So I think this is so weird. I should write equal all the time, but I think I am not satisfied with this. Either I need to be in good mood all the time, or I think this is something I find it really weird about myself.
I think it's interesting though. But just some more questions basically. But it was a very interesting insight. You've given me some things to think about, definitely. So, like, in your area of expertise, right? What is the worst advice that you see or hear, like, being dispensed? Do you, like, some common wisdom that people throw out these days, but deep inside your heart that it's bullshit? So what do you think are those common advices being thrown out these days?
Okay, so I think I have chosen public service as my career, or education, working more on dig deeper into education. So everywhere I am going to, they're just talking about, hey, what's next? What's the job there? And things like, why did you not take up science? You could have done better there. You could have become a doctor, or you would have been earning a lot. But I feel it's not about that. I mean, I have seen my friends who did science very well in science, and they're still not satisfied today. So I think the true meaning of satisfaction is what you are loving doing, right? Even if I would have become a doctor or engineer, but I was not enjoying my life today, whatever little I am doing, I am enjoying. Every day is a new day to me. Every day I am meeting new people and learning so much from it. Today I met you, and I think I learned so much from your experience, right? So I think one must do what they're passionate about, and it's very important to enjoy what you are doing, right? If I was enjoying the lab work or coding, I should have done that, but I'm just enjoying myself. So the piece of advice is that I received that, hey, what are you doing? It doesn't have a career in it. You won't get money. But even if I had money, and if there was no happiness, what would I have done with the money, right? But now I have abundance of happiness, support, kindness, from the people. So I think this is, I'm quite happy, and one must not give any advices what is good for you and what might have worked for you or for your family. Things might be different for different people.
Agreed. That's totally agreed. Like, not giving generic bullshit and capitalizing on people's insecurities, but just targeting the nuances of each specific individual and respecting that human life for that matter. This is what I feel. But so just like some final things I really wanted to ask you. So any favorite quotes that you have or live by in life, that when you're usually down, or let's say just having those rough days in life, right? There might be some quotes which you might have in your diary or something which, like, lifts you up. So any of these things, any quotes?
Sure. So there is this one word I would like to say. I think it's a Filipino word, and it's the word is Volunesia. Okay, Volunesa, and it means that moment when you forget you are volunteering to help change lives because it is changing yours.
Damn.
So we keep on thinking that, hey, I'm volunteering, and other people can think that, hey, she's spending so much time with just working with blind student. What is she getting out of it? But it is also changing your life. So I think that is one of the important word that is there in my life
Yeah.
that I always
This this is very deep. This is very deep. Like, I think remember, like, I also volunteer, like, basically for Isha, like there's this foundation, Isha Foundation, run by Sadhguru, right? So basically sometimes I also go for volunteering, but this just hit me in a different level, that the more you do for others, the more you drop your own ego, I might say, in one level, and that connects you with your real self. I think that is how I have perceived it at this point of time. But it's a very good thing, like, very good food for thought. But yeah, so now just coming to the final question. So this was what was asked to be done.